So exclusive, Big Boom AJ, the GOAT. I quote tweeted this. I was like, bro, we're patiently awaiting the GOAT back. Bro, we're waiting. When that Big Boom AJ music hits, dude, it's going to be like the ding.
In the middle of an MJF promo. That's what I want. Big Boom versus MJF. So give me all of that.
Big Boom AJ looking just jacked. Looking like one of the biggest dudes on the roster. Put the title on him. Let's go.
Best worker in the company.
And let's see what he's got to say. He tells us exactly to Cultaholic. Shout them out, I suppose, when he broke his foot during his match.
You know, I was testing the ropes, moving around a little bit. And
I'm sorry if it's quiet. That's on them. I got it cranked up.
I knew at some point I was going to go to the top rope that night. I was going to go to the top rope that night. And so I really wanted to kind of get a feel for it, climb the ropes, feel the ropes, see what it was like standing in the middle of the arena up in the top rope. So I felt it up there. Everything was good. Now, if I had my boots on at that moment, I had my ankle straps on at that moment. You told me that. Jesus. You told me exactly that. You said, I don't like you up there with your sneakers on.
So is this like their podcast and Cultaholic watermark? What's going on here?
I'm assuming Cultaholic probably interviewed them. They do, and they try to do interviews, and I think they put them on their podcast, and I think they video them for Patreon. I used to be more into Cultaholic before. I swear to God, once Tony Khan decided to put the first All In London, all of the British YouTubers were like, and just went terrible with it, especially like What Culture and Cultaholic and all of them. I just don't watch any of them anymore.
AJ's son slipped up and said they will be at Revolution on Cultaholic. So there you go. Just broke the news. And yeah, let's go. So
it was time for me to leave the ring. Others were coming in. I go to jump down and I landed on somebody's foot. So I jumped down. I didn't know it was a break. I will tell you that I didn't know it was a break. So now I go back to the medical team and I say, hey, you know what? Let's tape this up. Let's get my boot on. I'm ready to go. No big deal. And they're like, all right, let's check that out, Big Boom. So now I got a broken foot. I don't know it was a broken foot at this point. And they're twisting it. They're poking at it. They took the metal rod. They hit it.
Oh,
no, it's fine. Tape it up. Let's go.
This guy's amazing.
Yeah,
this guy's amazing.
AEW's medical
before the match.
AEW's medical though. We're looking at you guys. Hey, no.
Hey man, if you can sell it right, because I mean, in the interview that Cody recently did with Bert Kirshner or whatever on that podcast, he's like, yeah, I just lied to him.
Bert Kirshner.
Oh, that's part of the gimmick. If you watch the video, they show all the times that Excalibur gets his name wrong, and you can just see him getting so mad about it. It's so funny. Because eventually it becomes a bit, but Cody even said, like, oh yeah, I lied. I completely lied the entire time and was saying it wasn't as bad as it was. So I can at least give him that one. But I think this guy's just amazing. This guy's a great worker. I've never seen any of his TikToks or any of his Costco content, nor do I want to. But he put on the best match for me in AEW of 2024. Period.
588K viewers and lost again to NXT 626K. Let's watch his edit here with Mercedes Moanea.
You thought 2024 was money.
You thought 2024 was money.
Just wait till you see what I do this year. Just remember.
No.
Christ.
Money changes everything.
Money changes everything.
CEO.
Exactly. No pop.
Exactly. No pop.
CE no pop. That's what I'm calling it now.
I love Roman. No pop. God damn. I need that on the soundboards.
That's so crazy.
He zooms in on the super kick. What the? It misses by a mile.
He never hits with the orange punch or any. Does he ever hit anybody?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't like him, dude.
And we're watching WWE highlights where they're laying it in.
Page no sells it. Not gonna lie, Adam Page at least tries. Yeah, that's the thing. I would say it too.
He wants to. Yeah.
Page and Mox, if you'd see them on a Dynamite, you're like, okay, these guys are going to beat the f*** out of each other in like a good way. You know, it's going to be a good match. You know, Page isn't all the way cooked, right? It's just the situations he's put in. Yeah. And I think his mentality hold him back more than anything.
Yeah,
mentality
as far as I don't want to listen to veterans.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. That's why I used to say I wanted him in AEW or in NXT a couple years ago. And then once he said, the moment he said, oh, I don't need to listen to veterans, I'm like, go for yourself. You're an idiot.
Yeah. And that's what Jerry Lynn actually has to say in a little bit here.
Oh, I saw that was a clip. I haven't actually seen the clip, but I saw the posting of it.
This terrific video made by Awful
Yeah,
Wrestling.
this is fantastic, by the way.
Watch this vicious knee. Boom. Oh, my. Weakest AEW Ricochet attack swerve. Yeah. We're getting Don Stevens for sure. More bloodlust for the sickos. Here, I'll try and go. Yeah, it's all bloody too. I just don't want to show that. Brand new intro for with Shaq. Yeah, so again, we got to talk about it. The Pointer Sisters. So Jeff Jarrett comes out. We watched it live on Wednesday, right? And it's like Jeff Jarrett comes out. He's like, I want a world title shot. And then Conrad Thompson tweets out, I'm here for it. And he always says this, here for it. That's what Kevin Smith says all the time too. I love Kevin Smith, but it's like, you boomers, that's like I'm here for it. Bro, people stopped saying that like 4 years ago. You know what I mean? You're here for it. God damn it. We know you're here for it, Conrad. You get to talk about it on your podcast with him and sell Blue Chews to everybody. Talk some hot goss. You know, we already know. So
what say you?
Yeah, what say you? So Shaq, though, it's raining men, hallelujah, is what some people were saying the theme should actually be, but it's the Pointer Sisters singing, I'm so excited.
I still think
now, whether the mole is correct or not, the mole said that how they came up with this, this is all speculation, who knows if the mole's correct or not. He said that they came up with this by going, what song gets people excited? And then someone goes, I'm so excited. And then they're like, oh, it gets stuck in your head and whatever. He's like, that's the level we're at here. Now, I don't know if that's real or not. That's the mole. Could be all speculation. I'll say this. That song and Jeff Jarrett being like, I'm going after a title shot. It just shows where they're at mentally here.
Yeah.
And then bringing back Elton John and GNR. God damn, Tony just wants to relive his childhood and he has the money to do it. It's like Michael Jackson. Coke. And next thing he'll be hanging out with like who's the kid who plays Spider-Man? One of these guys. Isn't he like 40?
Tom Holland.
Yeah, someone. Okay, Tom Holland be having sleepovers.
No. The thing is, but he'll do it with Tobey Maguire because he's still thinking of that Spider-Man. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, current age Macaulay Culkin.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. He's gonna film Home Alone 2.
The Ferris wheel.
So he should have done the Pointer Sisters, but he should have done Jump for My Love and change it to Bump for My Love. And we'll pretend it's for wrestling, but it's not.
Jesus Christ. Oh, come on now.
Sorry, that's my joke about the whole thing.
But listen, though, in this intro video.
Oh, it's so bad.
I'm so excited. They have Shaq, who hasn't been seen since 2021 and apparently was pissed after they did the table thing because he didn't think it was going to go down that way. That was the story that came out. And then they also have Snoop Dogg.
That's the worst one.
Mike Tyson, who is literally yawning and hasn't been there since 2021. And then Snoop, who hasn't been there since January 2021.
And has been on WrestleMania since.
Yes, dude. That's 5 years ago. Then they play Monet, his cousin, right after. But yeah, that would make a lot of sense. The Cope thing, though, of course, that's going to be the new tagline for the Awfuls. And I asked Awful, I was like, dude, is No Millie still a thing? And he's like, yeah. He's like, we're going strong into the 2-year No Millie anniversary. I'm like, all right.
No, what's funny about that is I've been to one AEW show, and that was the last time they got 1 million viewers. It was before MJF and Daniels. Yeah, so it's February of 22. Yeah, or 23 maybe. When it was the first time they came here, and again, it was the same arena I was at last night, which is like 5 light rail stops away from me, so it's easy to get to. And the show was terrible. It's just awful.
Moving along here. We spoke about this before. Jerry Lynn, he spoke about on WSI. He spoke about younger AEW talent not seeking out advice. He said the following: when Jake and Arn were there in Tully, not a lot of guys were picking their brains. And if I was assigned a match and I was stuck in a part, I would go to them and go, you got any ideas? I'm stuck here. So that really shocked me. You've got this wealth of knowledge and there was a few, but not a lot of guys picking their brains. Man, I would have been on them. And it's funny he's saying that and he's keeping it real about that. And it's funny when like Tully and them came out and talked about that
Regal talked about it too.
Right. And it's funny that when they talked about it, FTR were like, no, Regal, that's not true. We came and watched your seminars. We came and trained with you all the time. And it's like, yeah, Dax, you're not the people they're talking about. So I think the Outrunners were listening. There's some good young boys there. And even though they have that retro look, I'm actually not sure how old they are, but they're training with Al Snow, and so I know that they know what they're doing. Yeah, Jerry Lynn though saying the same thing that Regal said. I'm sure Arn has to say, but he just won't because he doesn't want to get any on him.
I mean, even Jake has said it in things where he's like, "Yeah, I'm there to help when they want to ask." He doesn't come out and say it, but I've heard him in interviews basically saying like, "I would love to help more if I could."
So Jerry Lynn will be fired. If he's not already gone, then yeah.
How do I get out of this job?
Yeah, exactly. How do I get out of here or get paid to go home so I don't have to try to convince people that I'm saying makes sense, or like they should be training with people. But yeah, him just parroting what other people have said. So it can't be false. I'm not going to sit here and say that Jerry Lynn, William Regal, Jake, Tully, right. I'm not going to sit here and call them all. You know what I mean? So
I haven't seen many Arn quotes from them, but I bet he'd say it too.
Arn and Cody just don't get any on them. Cody's piping up a bit more, and he said it when the book comes out. The books come out, it'll be interesting, but you know, he just ain't trying to get any on him. Is Collision done, by the way? Is this the ending of it, or is it still going?
I thought it was it was over because I saw the Lucasfilm come up afterwards for whatever Star Wars is coming up after. So
thank
God. Right? Jesus, get that.
And speaking of over, that is our news. And yeah, what I was saying before, Dax, that's not they're not talking about you. They're not talking about vets and like world-renowned tag teams listening to Regal. They're talking about the young guys like Hangman, who doesn't know how to draw but thinks he knows everything. That was AEW news. Round of applause for AEW news, ladies and gentlemen.